fuck? Oh, no. What the fuck?
Nice one, buddy.
Oh, shit. That didn't work.
Very nice bike. Very nice bike.
What the fuck?
Man that can't use the hose on the bike. Hey, if that comes on me, fam. We are going to replace the chain. 17 millimeters. Is this 17 millimeters? 17 millimeters from here, and then adjustable on the other side. You need to do it like that. You know what I'm saying? And voila! It's easy just to slap that right through. You want to make sure you got these washers and the what the fuck are they called? You need to make sure the bearings will fall out, and you need to make sure you have those, because that's long if you don't have them. You can just take off the chain like this, and then that's all. You just want to pull it. The brake will move, that's absolutely fine. It's supposed to move a bit anyway. Should be able to take the actual brake off where it is, so you just push it this way a bit, and move the tyre so you get some space. Cunt. Get the fuck off! Now that's off, kind of. That's how it is. Off. You got a rear sprocket here. This comes off like this, so you got the dampeners in here. Fuck. And you also got a bearing that might drop out the bottom of this, so be careful. You want to pop this in, short way it in. Just go in there. Very nice. I've already replaced the sprocket like a couple days ago, so it's pretty easy. Each of these bolts, they're going to be really highly torqued. You want good bolt things to get these off. Yes, this little thing here will sometimes come out. You just want to pop it back in as well. Just another bearing. Now this is where it gets a bit techy. It's not that deep, but we're going to want to remove the front sprocket cover with this bolt here, this. It's pretty simple. We're also going to have to remove this portion of the bike. So you got these two bolts here. They're going to have to come off because the chain actually wraps in between them, so this needs to come off in order for the chain to come off. So unless you delink the chain, if you want to delink the chain, you can do that as well. These bolts here require 3mm sockets. Easy peasy. Bang 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 bang. Number 3. Bang bang bang. And this little bolt here requires a 6mm hex key. Very nice. Bang 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 bang. And then voila! Front sprocket, pretty self-explanatory. 8mm nuts, so they're pretty easy to get out as well. When you're doing them, they might be quite tight because I don't know. I don't know what to say. Then you just want to pop this off, twist it around a bit. Hey, bing bong, and then you should be able to pop off the front sprocket. Bah! There you go. So there's your little sprocket. So this fucker right here is going to require a 19mm socket. And instead of using one of these, I'm going to use something called a breaker bar. My Polish friend recommended this to me, very good. Damian Kurwa. You just put it in the socket and then you bend it, but because it's so long and hard, it's got lots of leverage, so you can get shitty bolts out easily. Yeah, and to loosen this, it's actually going to, well, in most cases, it's also going to spin on this side. So I put a little wrench here just to stop it. It's in between the footstool, so it shouldn't turn. But ultimately, if you've got a person to help you, just get them to come on this side and put something on this side to stop this side from spinning. Work, 2, 1. So now you got that one off. You've actually got 2 more down here. I'm retarded, I didn't spot that one. But yeah. If you're using a breaker bar and you've already loosened it a bit, you can just carry on with just a normal wrench at that point. It's not a wrench, I know it's a thing, but I forgot what it's called, but shush. These two, you're just going to loosen a little bit, just so you can have some leeway on them, and so this portion of everything is moving. And then you kind of want to just bash this one back in. It's a bolt that goes right through the bike. You just want to smack it in so you get a little gap here, so we're able to remove the chain. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to get that chain through somehow. You can also remove these two bolts here where the mudguard is. And these should just pop under here. Be careful of this as well, because this could snap if you do it too hard. There you go. Just turn this around. And then you got your chain, my dude. Now we got the new sprocket. This is going on next. Very nice. That's the new thing. I ain't got no lube right now, but I 100% recommend you lube the shit out of this stuff, because you don't want anything seizing up or anything, or it damaging anything, so do that, please. This, people get a bit confused about, well, I get confused about. What you want to do is make sure this is all the way on. You slot it on and then you twist it, just like that. Now, the old chain's kind of dangling around the leg of this support stand because it's kind of come through it. So I'm actually gonna have to lift this back up to get the chain to bypass this part here and then to go on. So, I'm gonna smack the wheel back on temporarily, just as a support. You know, you can see on the other side the bolts actually come out. That's because, you know, it gave space for us to work. So I smack it in with a mallet hammer or something if it's hard to push back through. I'll only put this back together without the chain if your chain is not already linked. So what I mean by that is that the chain isn't linked yet, so I can just feed it through however way I want it. If it's not linked yet, you want to keep this off and you want to slide it back through and put it on like we did taking it off. You're going to want to make sure that these are to a minimum, so we're going to adjust these. This right here requires a 13mm spanner. Loosen that up to the max. Then you kind of want to screw this top part in. You want to once again get your chain. Just going to want to feed it through. You got your link and you got your two little bits here. Now what you want to do is grab the chain and just slot it through like that. Same for the other side. And now it's slotted through here. You want to use this piece first to put on, not this one. This one goes on after. You just want to slide it on like so. This piece, you want to make sure is at this orientation, so the open, fucking hell. If you're working from under the chain, you want to make sure that it's facing this way.
Hello you card. Yes, so the work is kind of done.
Chains on, boy. Do not do this, by the way, please. This is the wrong way around. It's supposed to be like that. Don't look at that. Chains on, like I said, smack some lube on it. Make sure it's all adjusted properly. Using that diagram, make sure your chain's adjusted correctly. There's a certain amount of play you're supposed to have in the chain for it to be adequate, and your chain will get loose very quick the first time. What the fuck is that on my hand? Your chain will get loose very quickly the first time you put it on. It has a break-in period, and then it goes through a period where it will kind of just stay the same size for a good while, but then it will obviously, after 6 months, a year, I don't know, it depends on how much you ride it, it will start getting loose again. So just always keep an eye on it. It's kind of important. Like if this shit comes off and it gets stuck in your wheel and your wheel jams up and you're going like 60, 70, you're kind of pissed, you know what I mean? So just make sure you always keep an eye on that. Looks like man's in heaven, innit? Very nice. I think I'm going to record trying to put a tail tidy on this, long overdue. So that should be coming up soon, and yeah, comment, helping other people out and shit if they have problems, if I've missed something. A lot of the terminology for the components I've been using in this video, a lot of it's probably wrong, so don't take what I say literally. If I said front sprocket and it was the fucking tire or some shit, I'm sorry, my bad, but yeah, I'm shit at knowing part names. Yeah, like and subscribe, do your thing, bless up.